Action camera power and heat. Testing 3 action cameras to determine their power consumption and how it relates to those cameras overheating. I'm Don, owner and design engineer for 3BR Power Sports, and welcome to a 3BR Power Sports Tech Brief. Here at 3BR Power Sports, we make external power kits and sun shields for action cameras, and as part of that development process, I want to know how much power they draw to determine what kind of heating issues we might encounter with our kits. Since 98% or more of the power consumed by the camera gets converted to heat. In the past, I've tested almost all of the GoPro cameras from the 3 Plus to the Hero 13, and now have the Mission 1, not the Mission 1 Pro, just the Mission 1. Also tested the DJI Action 5 and now have the DJI Action 6. And as far as Insta360, all of the X series from the X2, X3, X4, X5, the Ace Pro, and here the Ace Pro 2. But in the past, I've tested one at a time. I've never done a comparison test. So I thought this would be a good chance to run them through the various configurations to see what kind of power they draw. Current action cameras have so many video modes that I can't test all of the possible permutations and configurations. So what I've done is selected a certain range of configurations that cover the cameras, although there are some places where the cameras don't have matching capabilities, you'll see. And also I have turned off everything that I can, stabilization, GPS, and Wi-Fi, so the test is a comparison of the configurations and not other features. This may not be exactly accurate, but I think it's as fair as I can make it. The Action 6 has everything from 1080p 30 frames per second up to 8K 30. The Mission 1 does not have any 2.7K modes at all, and the Ace Pro 2 doesn't have high-res 1080, nor does it have 4K 120 or any 8K capability at all. So let's have a look at the test setup, how all 3 cameras are capable of using the USB power delivery protocol. So that's the only protocol I'm going to test. So here is the graphing function of this USB tester, and I can read the voltage, the current, and it calculates the power in watts. This is a long and tedious process, and so rather than boring you by going through every one of the configurations, I'm going to stop for now, run the test, and then let's come back to the data. Okay, we're back, and here's the data. The first thing to look at is the power off condition, and you can see that all 3 cameras, because they run USB power delivery protocol, that they are charging the battery at high rates, anywhere from 19 to 23 watts. So that means they're charging the battery quickly, which is a good thing. Once you turn the camera on, there's no change with the DJI Action 6. It stays charging the battery at a good clip, and this is not an issue at all because it's not recording, so it's really not generating that much heat. In the case of the GoPro Mission 1, it backs off a little bit, but still charging the battery at a fairly high rate. However, in the case of the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, it drops dramatically from 23 watts down to a little over 8 watts, and it's getting ready to run into record mode. And so this is a little bit older train of thought, but still works fine. We look at 1080p. In the old days, this was considered high resolution, but today, of course, it's eclipsed with resolutions all the way up to 8K, but it still provides a good picture. So if you're recording on a hot day with full sunshine and you want your camera to keep recording without overheating, 1080 is a good consideration. And if you look at the DJI Action 6 and the Mission 1, they are literally sipping power. We're talking 2.9 watts, 2.4, and 2.3. But again, the Ace Pro 2, older technology, yeah, I hate to say it, it's a power hog. And one of the problems is they charge the battery while recording. And I've never been fond of this protocol at all because it adds heat to a camera that's already running hot. And so, in order to be fair, you can see that I also ran the tests with the battery removed, and the power consumption drops dramatically, but it's still nowhere near the Action 6 or Mission 1. In fact, it's almost twice in every case. Now, as we get to the higher resolutions, the Action 6 still is down there in the 3.1 to 4.5 watts at 2.7K. The Mission 1 doesn't have any 2.7K modes, but then you look at the Ace Pro 2, and again, it's more than twice as much as the Action 6. And finally, we get into the higher resolutions of 4K and 8K. As you can see, the DJI and GoPro are staying down there. The highest it gets is just under 6 watts for 8K 30. And again, the Ace Pro 2 is way behind with power up in the 8-watt range. And by the way, the Action 6 only has 10-bit color depth. GoPro Mission has the option of 10-bit or 8-bit, while the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is 8-bit only. So there you have it. Two newer cameras, the Action 6 and the Mission 1, both at very low power consumption, which means they'll have a high resistance to overheating. And the Ace Pro 2 with the older technology is certainly going to have a higher tendency to overheat. 3BR Power Sports and X Power are registered trademarks of 3BR Power Sports LLC.